Imagine if you woke up tomorrow and instantly you didn't scroll, you just got to work for 4 hours and you completed all your work that you had to do. You had the rest of the day to just relax while your business grows on autopilot. But imagine if it wasn't in your imagination this time. It was actually a reality. After building tons of D-Work systems over the past 2 years, coaching almost 50 entrepreneurs to improve their productivity by tapping into a flow state so they can make more money online, I've come across to be what I believe the most efficient routine you will ever hear. In fact, it will literally make you 500% more productive in a day, and that's my promise to you. If you don't come away with an efficient bulletproof routine by the end of this video, you can dislike me and never see my face again. You see, around 6 months ago, I would wake up around 8 AM every single day. My eyes would open, I wouldn't get out of bed. Instead I would lie there, my eyes staring at the ceiling because I had no clue on what I was meant to be working on. I looked at my to-do list and I saw all these business tasks, I saw all these things, and my face would frown. I would try to fall back asleep just to try and distract myself from all my work. I would feel so clueless and so shit about my life because the day I had to edit a video, I had to record 3 videos, I had to go on like 5 calls at the same time, and it was so mentally draining. So I continued to lie there staring at the ceiling. I started to feel really guilty, to be honest, because I was meant to start my work 2 hours ago. I haven't really started it, so I'm gonna have like a really late night if I wanted to start now. But I just couldn't get myself out of my bed to chase my goals, chase the goal I once had. I look at my goals and I just think I can't reach these. If I can't even pull myself out of bed, if I can't even follow a bloody routine in the entire day, I'm not going to reach my goal, am I? Because I realised if I just woke up and I did 4 hours of D-Work in a day, I would have reached all my goals. My business would have exploded already. I wouldn't be hating my life because I didn't reach my goals, you know? But younger me did not do that. Younger me did not realise the power of just 4 hours of work every single day. Instead, he would distract himself with video games, scrolling, YouTube. But as I'm just lying there in a pit of guilt and sadness and fear for all this work I have to do, finally mustered the courage to get out of my bed and get to work. But guess what? I didn't start any of the tasks I had to do that day. Instead, I watched some self-improvement video while taking notes. And by this point, the entire day is gone because I didn't get out of bed, I didn't work on things I had to do. I promise you, as soon as you develop a deep work routine, your life will change for the better. All of your goals will be so within your reach that it's insane. You'll realize that all this time you thought that you couldn't reach a goal was just a waste of time. So I'm now going to actually move on how to build this D-Work routine and what it is. Because you need to realize every single task has different focus levels. You've got tasks that are really mentally taxing, things like scripting a video or recording a YouTube video or recording ads, doing something in your business that requires lots of energy. You've also got tasks that are semi mentally taxing that require a bit of energy but aren't like super necessary, right? And you've also got the tasks that are completely useless and you just hate. So what I want you to do is allocate your focus points in a way you complete the most challenging task as soon as you wake up. Literally just imagine like that you're this warrior and you've got like this giant battle coming up. Would you rather do it later in the day when you're tired, when you've had this big meal and you can't really run or you can't really fight? Or would you rather do it as soon as you wake up when you're hungry, when you're starved and you have the focus, you have the awareness to work? I would always choose in the morning. And that's exactly how we should think of our work, because we have the best chances of completing the task, completing and going through the battle. And once you've realized what tasks actually need to be like put at the front of your day, you need to choose what type of deep work person you are. There's 4 types of deep work like rituals or routines you can follow. I'm not going to go into every single one, but like the main one that most people do is they start with deep work and then they go to shallow work. Like they spend like the first 4 hours of the day doing deep work, the rest of the day is just shallow work. It's like checking emails and stuff. I don't really like that. What I've kind of realized is the best deep work ritual is where you dedicate days to completing deep work and days to rest. I'm not even joking you, but if you wanted to, you could right now just complete all your work for the rest of the week today. If you really were focused, if you really had the ambition, the drive to work, you would. So we've gone over 2 concepts. We've gone over the allocation of focus points to the tasks that actually matter at the start of the day and gradually reduce the tasks. And I've also talked about a different types of deep work and my personal favorite, which is like you dedicate days to deep work instead of just like hours. For entrepreneurs watching this, it's going to really help you. But basically the way I structure my day to actually make money online is first start with marketing. If I had to run ads, I would start with ads at the start of the day. I would start with content because usually this is the most mentally taxing. And if you don't have the marketing, if you don't have the traffic, then you're not going to like actually grow your business, are you? Because that is like the thing you need to go through the different stages. After that, you can focus on serving your customers, serving your your clients. You can focus on trying to get new customers as well. That is kind of like the way I structure my day. The first 4 hours of content, and the rest of the day is just service delivery. It's products, it's calls and stuff like that. But if you simply just try one of these things, if you allocate the highest priority task in your day that requires the most energy, like recording a video for example, and you just do it as soon as you wake up, you'll notice the rest of the day is a breeze. The rest of the day you can dedicate so much more hours to work, so much more focus to the work, and you'll be so much more productive compared to if you wake up and you check your emails, you go and scroll, you go and do all this work that doesn't matter. Now, while we are building this routine, we need to realize that deep work just requires the almost highest concentration we can ever output. And I know you've probably heard that before, that deep work, you need to be concentrated, right? But most people, what they do is they work in the same environment as they do something else. They watch TV in the same place they work on their business. What you need to do is separate these rooms. You need to separate your work environment to everything else. Because what happens is when you do something that isn't work in that environment, your brain associates the habit with a time and a location. If you play video games in the same place as you work, guess what, bro? You're going to probably think about video games, you're going to want to play video games, you're going to probably play video games. So that's why I have a different environment to where I work, to where I do everything else, where I relax. I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people think they should just work in the same place as everything else. It really does not work. Now, the next point I want to go over is kind of like the biggest problem you're probably facing right now, and it isn't to do with your focus. You probably think right now the reason why you can't complete lots of work in a day is because of your focus, but really it's transitioning between tasks. Because what happens is most people chase stimulation during their breaks. They try to go on their phone, they scroll, they do all this stuff that just like completely ruins their brain frequency to work in the future, like in 5 minutes or so. And what happens is they never get back to work the entire day. So if you want to really just improve your productivity, don't focus on improving like your focus and removing all these distractions. Instead, focus on improving your efficiency during the break. And what really helps me during this period is making like a specific to-do list, like very specific to what I have to do in every single step of the task. Every single minute I know exactly what I'm meant to be doing. Just like imagine you're baking a cake, for example. You aren't just going to say bake a cake and just leave it like that, bro, because you need to actually find ingredients. You have to do it in a specific order. That is how you should think of your work, and try to work like that every single task you do. And what you'll notice is you complete the work much faster, but also you won't lose focus between these stages. So for example, when I used to render videos, I would get distracted because I couldn't really do anything. I didn't know what I was meant to do at this period, so I would just go on YouTube and I wouldn't get back to work the entire day. So that is another point you need to realize. And the final point I want to talk to you about is having a deep work ritual that you do every single day. Now, a deep work ritual is kind of like a set of things that support how you work, when you work, and during your work session. So basically I have a set of rules before I do my deep work sessions every single time. I open my window, I close my door, I get like a glass of water or something, I do some like focused breath work, and I put on some like ambience that helps me focus. Every single time I do all these habits, my brain gets in the frequency to work. And this is what you want to do, because you don't want to just do a random like bunch of things before you work, because you're not going to be in a state to work, if that makes sense. You need to do a set of things that improve your focus and build the habit of doing work. And what you notice is you won't really face that much mental resistance when you do these things, because it makes it so much easier to work, bro. Now, before I work, I like to do focused breath work. I just mentioned that, and I use an app called Stoic every single time. It really helps me focus, so I'd really recommend doing that. At least you can get like a coffee or something, you can go on a walk before you work, I don't know, you can do like shadow boxing in your room for all I care, bro. Do something and associate it with the work. Now, that is basically the work ritual I follow. I allocate my focus in a way that allows me to complete the highest priority task as soon as I wake up, complete all this other work in an order of how much focus it requires. And then I pick my deep work character. I think, okay, do I want to complete deep work every single day, or dedicate days where I just focus, lock in all day, have days where I have a rest? You can do either of these, and obviously there's so many more deep work like characters you can do, but these will really help you. The next thing is just realizing that deep work requires lots of concentration, so I'd recommend changing your environment to where you work from everything else in your life. It really just helps when you have a different environment. Even if you just go to a coffee shop where you work and do everything else at home. And then just realizing that the problem most people face isn't focus, it's transitioning between tasks. And what I mean by that is like transitioning between the steps in a task. And what you need to do is become super clear on what these are and just try and do them every single day. And the final thing is just your deep work ritual, making sure you know exactly what you're meant to be doing before you work, during your work session, and after you work. That will really help you, so you can just keep on building a habit of deep work, okay? Because that's all it is. It's just a habit inside your subconscious mind. So that's basically everything. And by the way, if you're an entrepreneur who wants to get into a flow state for 6+ hours every single day, completely change your focus so you can make money online and live a life of freedom, first link in the description to join my free community, and I'll help you one-to-one there. Goodbye, have a nice day. You'll get up in the face again. Goodbye.